What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cali Laveo channel. And what's trending lately, I've noticed, like the homeless situation is getting worse, but it's also starting to gravitate towards the younger generation, people, college age people, like in their 20s and early 30s. Because if you take a look at the percentage of homeless people, it's mostly boomers. So, 50s and up, usually men. But there's a small percentage of women that are homeless too. But when it comes to the younger homeless population, the men and women are pretty much on the same level, because they'll do whatever to do to get that education. But this young man right here, his setup was more interesting than most of the other videos that I've seen, specifically because of what he's actually using, the type of vehicle that he's actually using to live in. Let's dive in.
I live here, but not in one of these houses that you see. I actually live in my car back there. My name is Arslan, and I've been living in vehicles for the past 2 years. And today, I'm gonna show you how I stealth camp in this small, busy town.
Tight squeeze.
Okay, so we found a parking spot. Now, I want to get my privacy because obviously you can see everything through the windows and people can see me from the outside. So my priority right now is to install these window covers. Okay, so we have this first one.
See, my thing is, there's people that live in third world countries and they don't even have to resort to doing this. But due to the fact that in America it's so divided that we don't have those strong family binds like other cultures do in less fortunate countries, like let's say India, Philippines, cultures like that. Those racist ethnic background, those people have a strong family bondage, even if they don't all get along with each other. Family is always first, but unfortunately in America, family is not always first. And if we hate our families, we could just always rely on public assistance or we're gonna say that for another video, but anyway.
Just gonna push it in.
Looks how thick and insulated.
And now for that window. And for the front of the car, I've got this online. Look how small it is. This entire thing is my window cover. Goes like this, opens up, and expands. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna turn off my camera light and see how dark it is.
Look at that sink.
You can't even see me. Look how dark it is. And now we can turn on the lights that's in the car.
Now see, I don't want it to be that dark anywhere unless some action's about to go down. But see, that's another thing about choosing this lifestyle. Most people that are doing this, there is no dating in this, I wouldn't think. Now, usually most homeless people that are dating somebody, a lot of times it's a lot of drugs involved in that too. But like I said, I'm not judging this young man. I actually respect his hustle, and I respect that sturdy sink that he has in a Camaro. Now that's something you actually put in that Dodge Sprinter, that Mercedes Sprinter van with the big hump and the little bitty wheels. I like that van, but then I hate it at the same time because of those little bitty ass wheels. They should have been at least wide. But
there we go. That's one. There we go. That's two. And there's more. So now we can see better. And I could also turn on my camera light. You can see me even better. Whew, that's too bright. So my priority right now is to use the restroom. So I'm gonna use something like this. This is a urinal. It's 1 gallon, so it holds a lot of urine. So the way I use it is just sit down and then use the device like this.
okay. Wash his hands.
And I can just put this in the garbage.
It has to be emptied every day. Oh, this is the part you're about to
Got
make
my
it some
sesame
top ramen
seeds. I got Cajun.
with some crawfish.
Some vegetable oil. So I'm gonna plug it right into my extension.
And see, this is the thing. A lot of millennials, they don't cook. They don't cook, especially if they living at home with their family. They're not cooking. They going out to eat with their families, if they even have any money. I know that's bad. So you got 30 somethings and they still can't cook. I'm like, what kind of stuff is that? Before you was born, your parents already knew how to cook. I'm like, come on now.
Extension cord right here.
But see, if you choose to live like this,
So I'm gonna power.
if you choose to live like this, you're gonna become a chef and you're gonna become an engineer. You're gonna have to learn about how to generate power. He already got the sink in there, so
For that ceramic cooker using my portable power station that's powered by my solar panels. So I'm on the app right now for the power station, and I'm gonna turn on the inverter so that we can actually use 120 volt power. We'll make the ramen noodles first. We're gonna get this, and I'm gonna fill it with some water. That should be good. Now we can turn this on. We'll wait for this to boil. Getting really warm, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put my ramens in there.
all right, let's speed it up. All right.
Water inside.
Running water is thin. One thing that we take for granted. Living in an apartment or a house. Cold and hot water that's running and that's clean. Now see, even in a country like America, first world country, United States, there's still a lot of places that have water that aren't, local water is not drinkable. LA, Flint, Michigan, a lot of places, the local water in the wells are just horrible. Now, in Northern California, the water is good. You could drink it, but it has a nasty taste. So it's still better to drink store-bought drinking water, microfiltered. But anyway.
I'm gonna put my pasta right in here. We're gonna put this aside. So I'm gonna take this bag out and turn this on. Look at that. I can throw this just in the garbage. And we got our Cajun spice. I'll actually spray some.
That's wild to me.
Well, shrimp cooks pretty fast, so this shouldn't take too long. Set up.
Ooh,
And I'm gonna sprinkle some sesame seeds.
looks good though, I ain't gonna lie.
We can put these back in the cabinet. This one, this one.
I'm not gonna lie. Looks better than Red Lobster, I'll say that.
That's so good. So obviously I don't have a
He would have paid about $30 for that at Red Lobster, by the way.
table. So I'm just laying my food right on my bed. That is so good. Cajun on shellfish, ramen noodles, plain, without anything, not cooked, out of the package. So I'm checking my phone.
Hyundai Santa Fe versus Toyota
My
Highlander.
bad.
Look what Santa Fe
I
has.
refuse to sign up.
And what
Yeah.
Highlander
Phone right now, and this is for the battery indicator. It tells me how much power I'm getting from my solar panels. I'm only getting about 17 watts or 16 watts, and I think that's because we parked under a tree or next to a tree. It's about 2:30 p.m. right now, so I expected more because it's sunny outside. Anyways, at least we're charging somewhat. Oh, that was a good meal. So the longer that I live in the vehicle, the more that I know what's wrong with it. One of the things that I noticed is I was missing a charging station for my electronics. So my battery is in the trunk, and I ran a USB.
See, that's what I was saying. You have to figure out, like, you actually become an engineer when you live off the grid like this. Like I said, I respect the young man, and I would respect him even more if he would have had something with a higher hump like that Sprinter van. But I mean, he's pretty much doing the impossible. He really put his mind to it. He stuck to his guns, which I hope he has at least a fire extinguisher and a gun. because, you know, people like to mess with you when they find out your situation. And I'm thinking, instead of a residential neighborhood, he's not worried too much about a Karen or anything. I guess it would have been better if he did this like somewhere behind a warehouse or in a industrial corporate area, but then, you know, they be tripping too. So I guess wherever nobody bothers you, Walmart parking lot, few vans. But anyway, I just thought I'd touch down on this. But I mean, this is a good way to get ahead if you really have to do it. But like I said, this is a first world country. The last thing we should have to do is this, especially, you know, if you do come from a tight knit family and, you know, whatever, you work through your problems. Some people have pride. They feel like they're too old to be at home. All their other friends moved out. They feel behind in life. So they decide to be homeless for a few years to, you know, save up some money and get to where they really want to be at. But this video is long enough. I try to keep these videos under 15 minutes. This is Kai Laveo. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.